All right, it's Tuesday. Tom Gorman and head baseball coach Ryan Kelley here with you on Warrior Daily. And Coach took 3 out of 4 from Northwood over the weekend. Northwood able to snag that fourth game. I'm sure you would have liked the 2-day sweep, but nonetheless, taking 3 out of 4 in this conference, as we've talked about before, is always a positive. And the biggest thing I looked at from looking at the numbers, your team, it looks like the bats are starting to get going, scoring about 8 runs a game over the last 5. So a good sign that the hitters are really getting their timing down.
Yeah, and we've needed it too. It's always a college tendency that the pitching always starts quicker than hitting, especially teams in the north. But our hitters have done a nice job over the last couple of weeks, and we need to continue that momentum and keep pushing because we need to keep scoring runs. Our hitters did a good job over the weekend. Defensively did pretty well. Pitchers did a good job on the mound. I think we actually used 11 guys on the hill. But it was a good weekend overall. Yes, we'd have liked to get in the sweep, but we need to continue in defending our home.
We've talked a lot about the importance of your senior leadership this year, 15 seniors on the roster. Many of them did some special things over the weekend and really over the last couple of weeks. Andrew Shenick sets a school record for sacrifice flies in a career, pretty neat honor for him. Justin DeFrancis is one of the hotter hitters in this conference, overcoming an injury a few weeks ago to really stay hot at the plate. Alex Trojan with a 17-game hitting streak. The seniors are getting it done.
Yeah, you mentioned all 3 of those guys, and they've got a number of other players that help complement them. But Andrew Shenick's been an everyday player for us essentially his entire career. He moved from second base to shortstop this year, and he's done a pretty good job. He's getting better and better every outing. But offensively, he's had a stellar senior year, and we need him to continue. He's been a staple in the middle of our lineup, and he's played pretty well defensively. But again, he's a leader for us in the middle infield. Justin DeFrancis, can't say enough about him and what he's done. He's had kind of an injury-riddled career, but he keeps battling and fighting through that. He's a good guy to have in a batter's box right now for us. Alex Trojan, yeah, we mentioned him last week as well. He has that hitting streak, and again, he's going to be in the middle lineup for us. We need him to continue to have success and drive runners home for us. But all 3 of those guys, as well as many other hitters and pitchers, have done a nice job with our senior class.
Andrew Shenick, the top active Warrior in many other statistical categories, so odds are that won't be the only career record he sets before it's all said and done next month. You've got obviously some pretty big games coming up in the next couple of weeks. One date that sticks out on the schedule is April 21st. The Warriors will be hosting Ashland that day, but also aside from the game itself, a nice alumni reunion coming up.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We always try to have different alumni events throughout the course of the year. We have a great fall event with our golf outing and alumni game. And then, maybe we try to do something in the wintertime. But in the spring, we want to bring the alumni back and at least get them here for one of our home dates. And April 21st is the key date for us. We're going to recognize the 1982 GLIAC champion team, 30-year reunion. Coach Angelo Gust has been making phone calls and trying to get his team back in place here. And he's got a number of guys already committed to come back. And beyond the 82 champions, we're welcoming back all alumni. We're going to have like a special reception prepared for them. And they can have an area at the game where they can get together and network and reconnect. But again, Wayne State baseball has been around for 70-plus years, and our alumni are a key piece to our success. And we want to continue to build that relationship and push forward. Once you play here, you're always going to be a Wayne State player. And if you wore the uniform here, you're always going to be in that family. And we want to get all the guys back as much as possible and see how they're doing. So we look forward to that date.
Yeah, without a doubt. Always great to embrace the history of this program. That 82 team completed the three-peat of conference championships, so certainly a special era in Wayne State baseball, and we'll be happy to celebrate that on April 21st. On to something coming up a little bit sooner than that. You've got a big doubleheader coming up on Wednesday, tomorrow that is, against Saginaw Valley State before you head on the road for a 4-game series against Ohio Dominican. Starting with the Cardinals, however, a team that's had its troubles against Grand Valley over the weekend, but they are tied for second place in this conference, just 1 game behind the Warriors, so a pretty pivotal series at this point.
Yeah, as I mentioned, usually in every Warrior Daily, every game is critical in the GLIAC Conference. There's going to be a battle every game. We've been fortunate to win some key games this year, and we've taken 3 out of 4 in most of our weekend series and some games, but every game is a battle. Every game is a test, the first pitch to the last pitch of every game. And Saginaw Valley is going to come in and play hard tomorrow. We have to defend our home and do a good job and make sure we execute, get the job done on the mound, batter's box, on the field. We have to be ready to defend our place, which I talk about a lot. And also, these games are going to be critical. If we want to make a run to be at the top of the conference, these games are going to be key for us tomorrow.
Well, and without a doubt, the series coming up against the Panthers will be important as well. Always want to do well on the road. Obviously, that is a big challenge in this conference. Did some good things in the last road series you had against Tiffin, and Ohio Dominican will be a tough opponent.
Yeah, this will be our first time going to Ohio Dominican, and we're looking forward to the challenge. They've had some good wins this year. They've scored a lot of runs in some key games, and they've pitched well. And we're going to go on the road. We saw them at our place last year. They're new to the conference, but we're going to go on the road and have a pretty formidable opponent. So we're going to have big games tomorrow against Saginaw Valley. Work hard on Thursday and Friday with our practices, and then go down and meet the challenge of Ohio Dominican.
Well, there's some good baseball being played in Detroit right now, Ryan. Obviously, our friends just a little bit down Woodward have done some good things, and obviously the Warriors sitting on top of the GLIAC right now, and hopefully some good things to come this week.
Yeah, it's always fun to be mentioned with the Detroit Tigers since we're only a few minutes apart. And opening day was this past week, and they're 3-0. They had a nice series against the Red Sox. We had a nice series against Northwood. But it's always nice to see the Tigers fans stroll by Wayne State. We've got the old Tigers Stadium scoreboard in left field, and people stop by to take pictures of it and embrace the history, and we're happy to have that as a part of our field. But anytime baseball is going well in Detroit, we're happy to be a part of it.
All right, Ryan, we'll talk again next week.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, that's it for this Tuesday edition of Warrior Daily.